You know what? I actually liked this week's episode of She-Hulk. Well, I just thought it was more enjoyable than the last few episodes, even though there's still no Daredevil. She-Hulk episode 7 drops this week, and we get another semi-filler episode before what I assume is a jam-packed last 2 episodes. But of course, before we get into anything, guys, if you enjoy my content and you want to see more, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Okay, you guys remember that guy from last week Jen met at the wedding? Well, him and Jen go on a few dates until, they have the SEX. But after waking up the next morning, Jen sees that our man is missing. I mean, typical men, am I right? But Jen still sends a text in hopes to continue their relationship. Now, last week, I saw someone commented on my video saying that Josh is definitely a bad guy. And I was like, no way. I don't believe it. Josh, who is our love interest here, is a nice guy who just likes Jen for Jen and not She-Hulk. Now that I think about it, this show does really want you to believe that no one likes Jen at all. So, there's probably a reason he's going on these dates with her. Later in the week, Jen gets a call from Polanski's parole officer saying he needs backup as he checks up on Polanski. I don't know, he said something about the police being defunded, I guess. They go to Polanski's land, and Jen is still obsessed with Josh because he hasn't responded back. And it's been days since they last seen each other. Here's my advice to the ladies. If a man doesn't respond back to you in a few days, it's probably because he wants your Hulk blood. Just saying. Jen can't leave Polanski's place because Manbull spinebusters El Aguila on her Prius.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Anyways, the towing truck can't get there till later, so Jen is forced to search the farm for a signal. Now, I will give credit for this little montage here because I like when I see something different in TVs and movies. We've all seen the typical someone trying to get signal with their phone, holding it up in the sky aimlessly. But here we get a nice little graphic, and it follows her around during this little montage. And I thought it was a very nice touch. So, props to the VFX team. After wandering for a while, Jen finds herself in the middle of a villain-hero focus group. Manbull and El Aguila are there along with Porcupine and Saracen. Now, I have to be honest with you guys. These characters are the reason I find this episode enjoyable. Yes, they kind of do just appear randomly, but I enjoyed their banter during this supervillain hero focus group. Plus, we get Emil Blonsky at the head of it. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not a bad scene. Of course, the group was missing one person, and that is Wrecker. Ooh, I may be thinking, who is this guy? Well, don't worry. Jen reminds us. He's the guy with the crowbar in the 2nd episode? 3rd episode? Or was it the 4th episode? God, how many weeks have I been watching this show? Anyways, Jen immediately goes to kill him in frustration. Wait, hold up. I thought Jen could control her anger, especially when being catcalled or mansplained to. Did we just forget about that? Well, she eventually calms down and joins the group. She admits that this boy is bothering her, and she gives a very emotional speech about how She-Hulk is cool, but no one wants to be with Jen.
And everyone pays attention when I'm this. Like, my colleagues, my boss, guys. But it feels like cheating.
Anyways, after that, she deletes Josh's number and leaves Blonsky's farm. But that's not it, folks. No way. 3 days earlier, we see Josh, and he is up, ready to leave. But what? He's hacking Jen's phone. I just love how movies and TVs make hacking seem so easy. He literally just opens an app and then just places his phone on her phone.
Hacker man.
He then takes some creepy pictures of her in bed and texts this Hulk King guy that he got the blood sample. I said it once, I'll say it again. This is typical men. First, they do the naughty with you. Then, they hack your phone. Then they take creepy pictures of you. Then steal your blood. I mean, also found it funny how this Hulk King Hulk guy saw how poorly it went with getting her blood through like brute force. So he had to do it in a different way.
Men emotionally manipulating women.
So, She-Hulk episode 7, is it good? It's better than the last few episodes. Like I said, this episode kind of kept me engaged with all the corny supervillains we saw in that focus group. I mean, we also get Tim Roth. I mean, he's great. Sure, we get more development on the Hulk King and we see him get what he wants. But other than that, it just feels more filler. Like, in order for Jen to realize that she's getting ghosted, does she need to go to Blonsky's farm and have a focus group? No, probably not. This is why I think the show could have benefited by going to a 6-episode format. Because you can fill each episode with more of the main plot, and you can, have some of the fun stuff on the side too. But when they do this 9-episode kind of series, it really felt like I was wasting my time watching it. And a lot of episodes just felt not important to the overall story. Another thing I want to talk about that's off, not only in this episode, but, in the entire show, and that is the fourth wall breaks. Especially in this episode, I thought there was going to be multiple times where Jen looks at us, complains about, her being ghosted by Josh or anything else that's going on in her life. But she never did that. She broke the fourth wall like maybe twice this episode. And while thinking about it, anytime she breaks the fourth wall, she's almost exclusively looking at the camera. Maybe have her crack a few jokes that only us, the audience, will understand. A good example of this can be seen in the Deadpool movies. He makes jokes throughout the series about the MCU or the DCEU, commenting on stuff that's happening in our real life. Now, because we got a lot of filler episodes in this series, I feel like these last 2 episodes are going to be jam-packed with main plot lines. And it'll probably feel kind of rushed, which is fine, I guess, but who knows what's gonna happen. I just hope Daredevil shows up and it's not some big joke. And apparently there's people online who think Daredevil appearing won't make She-Hulk better. Now, I'm all for people having their own opinions, but there are some opinions that are wrong. Charlie Cox's Daredevil is one of the best portrayals of a comic book hero ever. And to be frank with you guys, She-Hulk doesn't have a lot of disabled representation in it. Having a blind superhero will greatly benefit this ableist, bigoted show. A lot of people on Twitter are mad at these people who think Daredevil would make this show better.
If y'all want to see Daredevil this bad, so go watch the 3 seasons of his show. I don't know what else to tell you. Where's Daredevil? I can't believe Daredevil wasn't in this episode of She-Hulk. Boy, do I have a show for you.
Wait, there's already a show with Charlie Cox's Daredevil with 3 seasons? I had no idea. These people should watch that show and compare it to She-Hulk. Then come back and tell me which one's better.
Oh, it has 3 seasons and She-Hulk's not even done with its first season.
Okay, then watch the first season of Daredevil. No, you know what? Watch the first episode of Daredevil. Because the first episode of that show has better characters, better action, even better lawyer scenes than all of She-Hulk. Give me a break. So, did you guys watch She-Hulk episode 7? If you did, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. To catch up on all my other videos, click on this playlist right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.